Nothing can be hotter than that and still legal.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today, we're joined by Rob McElhenney. You know him as Mac on the FX comedy series It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is set to return for its 17th season later this year. Keep up with him on his Emmy-Award winning sports documentary series, Welcome To Wrexham, and he also co-created and stars in the Apple TV Plus comedy series Mythic Quest. With season 4 out right now, Rob, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan.
What's going through your head as you prepare to take on these spicy wings in front of you? Are you a hot sauce fan?
I like when I can taste things, not necessarily feel the pain. And I've watched many episodes of the show, so I know what I'm in for, but I have a feeling I don't really know what I'm in for until we get there. My right side, Senior Lechuga. Okay. We just take a bite and then we talk.
That's the concept.
Okay. I had a sweater on, and I realized, no, sweater's not going to work. I saw you sweating right through it.
Yeah.
I noticed you're wearing a jacket, and I'm wondering if that's because of, are you actually chilly, or are you hiding something? I think you look nice. You look great. I'm just wondering.
You look great. I love this
Thanks.
polo, by the way. I'm kind of a polo guy, too, so when I see one that I like.
I don't pick out any of my own clothing. I have a wonderful, wonderful person that does that named Laria, and she'll be happy to be said.
Well, Laria is doing a great job.
Thank you.
So I heard you say that it took all of 30 minutes hanging out at the Ubisoft video game studio to realize its potential as a workplace comedy. What are the things that you observed that made you think this is a great setting and inspiration for a show like Mythic Quest?
Within 10 minutes of walking around, I realized we had a show because I realized the video games had nothing to do with it. It was a workplace comedy. I watched people with big egos and big ideas and executors and the people who just had to run the office, human resources, and realize, oh wow, it's just another take on a workplace comedy. So that's what we went with. I'm ready to go. Okay. Come on.
There we go.
When do we start? When do we start? I feel like I'm gonna have one of those Shaq moments, which I think is one of my favorite moments of the series, where he's talking shit and then all of a sudden he just stops and looks directly into frame when he realizes he got. And I'm wondering which one of these is gonna get me got.
He apologizes to Kansas.
I apologize, Kansas. Holy.
I know, I was actually thinking about Kansas because I know that's where the bomb is
You know
made.
too much, Rob.
Well,
you know too much.
I do my research. I want to do a good job.
So It's Always Sunny is entering its 20th year, making it the longest running sitcom in American TV history. Do you have any foundational tips for preserving a creative partnership or striking that balance between ambition and sustainability?
Yes, it's just like any long-term relationship in your life, whether it's platonic, romantic, professional, you got to communicate. And you have to be able to resolve conflict. Because there's 3 of us with that particular show, early on we realized, let's just institute a rule of 2 against 1. And it's really, really, and I know it sounds silly and simple, but it has been profound. The assumption is, do you trust me? Yes. Do I trust you? Yes. And the 3 of us trust each other and we trust our taste. So therefore, if 2 of us feel strongly about something, then the other one has to capitulate no matter what, no questions asked. They get a chance to plead their case, and we all have to remain open-minded. But if the 2 of us still, or 2 of them say, nope, this is the way we're going, you move on quickly. And it actually diffuses so many problems so quickly because you don't have time. As you all know, you work in production. It's so expensive to run these shows, you just don't have time to negotiate every single thing, and you gotta move fast. And that has saved us, that has saved us hours. I would actually say that saved years of our lives, emotionally. Pickled. Very conscious of talking while I eat, but that's also the show.
That's, yeah.
And even just taking a bite. But I realized I just watched a movie the other night. My kids had never seen Ocean's 11. So we watched Ocean's 11, and Brad Pitt is eating through the entire fucking movie. I'm serious. You think, like, at first you're like, oh, well, you know, Brad Pitt's like kind of a cliche that he eats in every one of his movies. He's eating in every scene of the movie. So I don't know if you can get the rights to show clips from it, but whatever, it's the internet, it's the world, Wild West. Go back and watch it, every scene.
As an actor, you know that too. If he's eating like one sandwich in a scene, he's actually eating like 6 sandwiches that day. Yeah.
That's the thing. He's not spitting it out. Well, he's got to spit out most of it. I don't know, but either way, he makes it work.
so why can't you? Why can't you?
As I was talking about comparing myself to Brad Pitt eating a scene, I just spit fucking chicken all over the table. Let's slow-mo that, please. Okay, sorry.
So why can't you?
I feel like you're gonna fuck me at some point. Now, do you ever rate the? No,
You get it a little bit?
I get it a little bit. Now I see where it's going.
So you once said, I feel like it's a dangerous and dark world if Sunny becomes mainstream comedy. Can you unpackage that?
I think that satire just by nature needs to be somewhat counterculture, otherwise it would be culture. And if it's culture, then it would be taken at face value, and if it's taken at face value, then it's no longer satire. And then you can't do the things that we do on Sunny. We're satirizing hypocrisy and culture, and I don't think we get it right 100% of the time. In fact, if you do, then you're probably not pushing as far as you need to. So we're always right out on the edges and on the fringes. Some would say of good taste, and they're right. And some would say of like, you know, correctedness, or whether it's fair to even look at a show from 2007 or 2008 and judge it by the same standards as we do today. I think the vast majority of the people that watch what we do understand what our intent was at the time.
Halfway mark.
Really? I mean, come on.
I love this part.
I feel like this is a prank. This is the part where everyone's like, I thought this show was gonna be hard. I thought it was gonna be, and then it comes.
It drops. What do you think is the most underrated regional food specialty in Philly?
I'm so glad that you asked this question and framed it the way that you did, because usually you get people saying, what's your favorite cheesesteak? Where do you go to get your favorite cheesesteak? Or soft pretzels, possibly. And it's almost like, I mean, Philadelphia is the birthplace of our nation, and we've been reduced to the purveyors of diced meats on rolls as like our touchstone. Let's stay positive.
Okay.
There's something called a Tastykake, and they're basically like donuts. They have jelly ones. They're like a grape jelly, which is definitely not jelly. It is some sort of lab-made, delicious sugar.
But it hits. Well, speaking of delicious treats, are you ready to move on here to sauce number 6?
Yeah, I feel like this is where it's gonna go. Okay, yeah.
So this one right here is called Volcano here in the 6th spot.
Okay. And there's a cat. And if a cat's breathing fire or puking, right? This is not, that's a bone. That's me releasing a bone.
That's because you're going in. You're going in, Rob.
I'm trying to, I want to do it right. Yeah, that's getting there. That's roasted habanero.
Yeah. We're simmering here a little bit on set, but it's getting fun. It's getting fun, baby.
Okay.
So do you think being a creator, showrunner, writer, do you think that's made you an easier actor to work with? Or do you think it's created a monster that has to pop the hood on everything that comes to their trailer?
A little bit of both. I think what it's definitely made me, and Caitlin really has curbed this with me. I'm not a great person to watch stuff with, I think, sometimes, because I'm not trying to ruin things. I'm trying to figure out how and why people made certain decisions. You do this for long enough and you realize like, oh, that would be the most effective way to manipulate this situation or tell this story. And I wouldn't consider myself an actor first. And I think anybody who's ever seen anything that I've acted in would agree. I think I'm a writer first. And so the really great actors, the ones that can just be so vulnerable and open themselves up and be weird and be okay with like, it takes a special breed to be like a really, really amazingly effective actor. And so I have so much compassion for them and I love them. And there's always a certain way you have to approach things with them. I know it's coming. When's it gonna hit though? You need more than 7 spots for me.
Oh, there we go.
Where's the 8th spot?
Up next.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it now. I fucking get it.
And two, you know, like sometimes they're a little late, you know? Like you
I know.
go a couple bites, you think it's fine, and then it turns up the volume on you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We got a whole episode of Sunny this year where we treat hot sauce like it's like cocaine, where we start doing enough hot sauce and it gives us that endorphin rush.
Which does happen, by the way.
So we thought that'd be really fun and funny. And so we track as we get more and more addicted to the hotter sauces using the Scoville meter, which we stole from you, obviously. But I think you'll appreciate that episode. I'm resisting this for as long as possible, but like I'm never gonna tap out. I'm gonna see it through. But my kid was like, "Don't drink the milk," and so I'm doing this
easy for him to say.
I know. I'm doing this for him. He didn't say anything about the water, but he said, "Don't drink the milk." But
how does being an owner make you any more or less sympathetic to American sports owners in general? How does that shift your perspective? Like, does it make you like more sympathetic to that?
Yeah, it's, you know, look, teams are going to go up and down and up and down and up and down, but then you have these organizations that maybe even when they go down, they only go down for a couple of years and then they come back up. And then you have other organizations that just sort of are middling for so long or maybe always at the bottom. And I always feel so bad for the fan bases more than anything else because they deserve something better. But it has to come from the top at a certain point. Like 5 years, sure, 10 years, I don't know, 15, 20 years of a lack of success.
Those are my teams.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the Bears that's tough, man. Like the football is better when the Bears are good. I'm always straddling, and I have been since the beginning of Sunny, both being management and on the workforce. I'm in charge of the budget, but I'm also negotiating against myself when we're putting together lighting packages and things like that. And so I always, no matter what, will always tilt towards labor or artists, always. So it's hard to feel sorry for the owners because, kind of fuck them. I feel bad for the fan bases, number one, and then I will always tilt towards the players more than the owners.
That makes sense.
Which
to me.
you got to be careful about saying that because then the players at Wrexham are like, okay, boss, write the check. You only got 3 left.
Look at that, looking right down the barrel. It's hard to swallow.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought we would get here. If I'm being honest, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought we would get here earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
But there's not much else to be happy about in a moment like this.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not gonna get any easier.
No.
That's just me being radically transparent as a talk show host. Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah. Take a lap. Yeah. Walk it out. Here we go. Yeah, just find that zen. As someone who grew up shaped and inspired by shows like Family Ties and watching Golden Girls at your mom's house on the weekends, I'm curious, what's your Mount Rushmore of sitcoms, your top 4 of all time?
Wow. Seinfeld, because I'd never seen anything like that before. British Office, because I'd never seen anything like that before. Woo! I'm gonna say Friends. I think Friends.
Because you've never seen anything like that before?
No, I've seen lots of that stuff. I'd seen lots of things like that before, but never executed that well. And was a big inspiration for Sonny, oddly. And Family Ties, because Michael J. Fox was my idol. Nothing can be hotter than that and still legal. Well, when does it stop?
In like 15 or 20 minutes, this will all be just a memory, you know? And you'll be like, I could do that again.
It won't be a memory, it'll be a television show.
This is called Sicilian Scorpion. I will say you've been throwing down on the wings. And you haven't had any water or milk this entire time.
No. But I noticed you haven't either.
I know, you know what?
I'm taking my cues from you.
Well, I take them from you, so we're in a standoff.
Take off your jacket.
Okay.
I feel we're dressed similarly.
We are, yeah. That's what we needed.
Let me tell you more about the trials and tribulations of being a celebrity.
These are the trials and tribulations of being a celebrity.
Here we go.
Right here.
Fuck you.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel like I'm cursing too much, and my mom's gonna be upset.
Long leash on this show.
Okay.
Which stung worse? Having your Deadpool cameo cut or being cut out of your acting debut in the 1997 film, The Devil's Own?
Not even close, by a country mile, getting cut out of The Devil's Own. That was one of the most humiliating and terrible experiences of my life because it was my first job, my first acting job in a movie. I got to do a scene with Harrison Ford. I got to do a scene with Brad Pitt. I got to do a scene with, Jesus Christ, with Julia Stiles, Ruben Blades, all these incredible actors. So it was like 4 or 5 different scenes. Then the movie's coming out, and I notice I don't get an invite to the premiere or the friends and family screening, but I'm still just starting out. I'm like 19 or something, 18. And I'm thinking, oh, no, it'll be fine. So I tell, of course, for a year, I'm telling everybody I got this movie. Nobody believes me because I hadn't worked at all doing anything else. And then we go to the movie. All my friends, everybody, my family buys tickets, and I'm just not in it at all. They cut me completely out of the movie, didn't give me a heads up, nothing. They were all A players, and I was a D player on the ground. I wasn't even a player. I was on the editing room floor.
Yeah, well,
what else you got?
Look at you now.
I'll let you dab me.
I'd be honored.
I trust you.
There you go.
I don't know why I trust you, but I trust you. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Let's go. What a run, Rob.
Do we cheers?
Let's cheers.
All right. Okay.
Fuck it. There we go. What a run.
Okay. AMA.
Let's go. And the good news is the wings of death are behind us. Just one more question for you. You know,
now, this is actually for my son, so that I can say to him, if I may, directly in the frame.
Go ahead.
I beat you. And I'm still the alpha of this family. Now, I'm not a large man, and you will be a large man because of the genetics through your mom's line. But I will take you. I will take you for at least the next 10 to 15 years.
Let them know. Let them know. All right, so to close things out, Rob, you're somebody with a Midas touch who's bridged entertainment and the business of Hollywood as well as anyone. But I'm curious, as a showrunner and a media/entertainment visionary, do you have a note for us? Do you have a note for this show? And feel no impulse to hold back. We have very thick skin here.
One of the things that we desperately search for in the entertainment industry is the hook that gets people in, but then that hook also winds up becoming a liability because then you have to play to it and pander to it on a consistent basis, and then you can't let character come through. I believe you've transcended that. I think you've got the hook that gets people excited, and they want to check it out. But then the reason it works is because you are so good at what you do. I say as I blow snot out of my nose. The people in this room are fantastic. Your editors are amazing. And I think you're making an excellent show.
Wow.
And so if I have notes, I'll think about it on the toilet tomorrow, I'm sure, and I'll text them to you.
Well, I can't wait for those. And look at you, Rob, taking on the wings of death, clearing every wing, no water, no milk, let the record show. Now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Just this morning, I mentioned to my wife that I was gonna do Hot Ones and I was complaining, and she reminded me she had 2 children, naturally. I got a television show, Mythic Quest. I've got another show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They both have a couple of seasons airing very, very soon. And then there's Welcome to Wrexham. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they said I would be like, they wouldn't be able to go to school if I tapped out, which I wasn't going to, but that my one son was like, don't. And I was like, I'm probably gonna drink the milk. And I still have it, and I feel good about that. I'll get some water backstage, but I'm not touching that.
Cut cameras.
Yes. Thanks for everything.
Hot Ones fans, this is Sean Evans checking in to let you know that it's a new year, a new season, a new lineup of hot sauces, and that means the season 26 Hot Ones 10-pack is now available. Visit heatness.com, heatness.com, that's heatness.com to get your hands on the season 26 Hot Ones 10-pack. Big spice, big flavor, but you don't have to take my word for it. Take on the challenge yourself. Heatness.com to get your hands on the Hot Ones 10-pack.